Hey everyone, Nick here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am super excited to show you a very quick look at Ramattra. Blizzard have been kind enough to give me early access to record a bit of gameplay footage and play around with the character before it goes live. So today we're going to be looking at obviously some of the abilities for Ramattra in the training ground, and we may also do a quick match against some bots just to see how he plays in the wild. So we're going to jump into the game now. So this is what the Ramattra animation is for when you select him. So he pops up, summons his staff, and then he's good to go. So we're going to go into the training area here where I've been playing around with. So pulling up his abilities here, he's got two forms as Blizzard has revealed. He's got the Nemesis form and the Omnic form. Now when he's in his default Omnic form, he's got a staff that he can fire projectiles from, and he can create a barrier. It's got about 1,000 health, lasts for about I think 5 to 6 seconds before it disappears. So those are his two abilities in Omnic form, and in Nemesis form he obviously becomes like a much beefier tank, and he can punch forward to create a bit of like piercing energy that goes through shields. So if you're Reinhardt main, RIP. So it's a really good way to take down tanks that are being super aggressive in front of you by staying in Nemesis form. Again, it's got a cooldown, so you can't stay in Nemesis form indefinitely. And you can block by putting your arms together. So if you've got projectiles coming your way, or some of the enemy DPS really trying to wear you down, blocking some of the damage is a good move. There's also the Ravenous Vortex, which I think is going to be really interesting to counter players that play Echo, or you've got a Pharmacy, anybody who's kind of like running around, even Tracer, you know, to some extent, because she keeps zipping around so quickly. What the Ravenous Vortex will do is it will, once it hits the ground, it'll slow enemies that are affected by it. It'll also pull them down. So a really quick way to get rid of that annoying Pharah or the annoying Echo is to deploy the Ravenous Vortex. And then again, the Nemesis form lets you swap between either Omnic form or the Nemesis form. Again, it does have a cooldown, so you want to use it wisely. And lastly, his Annihilation is the ultimate. This is something that when Blizzard first announced it, I just thought to myself, this is going to be team kill after team kill, because if you time it right against the enemy team, you are legitimately unstoppable. As long as you've got some good amount of healing, you can keep siphoning enemy health and getting some damage, and it's really cool. I'm going to show it to you in the training ground, and you'll see exactly how deadly it can be in the right hand. So enough chit chat, let's go in and see how Ramattra plays. So I'm in the Omnic form now. You can see my staff, and like I said, his primary attack is his staff. So if I hold down, it'll basically shoot these projectiles. And what Blizzard have been kind enough to tell us is that there's no damage fallout. So regardless of how close or how far you are, it's going to do the same amount of damage. Now, that's a little bit worrying because the range on this thing is insane. All right, so I'm over here, right? It looks like a pretty standard, you know, distance between me and an enemy when I'm actually playing in the game. I'm gonna go all the way back here to spawn. All right, let's stand over here, and I'm gonna aim at this robot. Yeah, I'm gonna go into spawn, and let me get line of sight. All right, this is, I think it's about as far as I can go. Wait, let me see if I can jump on this. Okay, this is about as far away from this enemy that I can target. All right, I'm gonna wait for the respawn. All right. I mean, that is something. Obviously, as a tank, you want to be up front, but if you're, you know, closing in on joining your team, you can easily just do that from the back line and help do some damage while you get to the front. So that is pretty crazy, the range you have with this thing. There we go. And of course, you can just like kind of spray and pray. But it's most effective when you're targeting one particular enemy. Like so. Alright, now his right-click ability in Omnic form is a shield. And the shield lasts for about 5 seconds and has 1,000 health. Now, when you hold on right-click, it'll basically let you position the barrier where you want, and you can position it, you know, pretty far away. So if I go all the way over here, that's pretty good distance. So again, if I'm approaching my team after being killed and I want to try and give them a little bit more survivability, as I'm approaching them, I can deploy my barrier and help negate some of the enemy damage. So once you let go, it deploys. It's got 1,000 health and roughly a 5 or 6 second deployment, and then disappears. And it's got, I think, a 12-second cooldown. Let me pull it up again. Okay, 15-second cooldown. So again, another ability that you want to use wisely. Again, as a main tank, you want to try and, you know, keep that shield going so you can reduce some of the damage, but also use Ramattra's Nemesis form to try and block some of the incoming damage. Okay. The other ability we've got here is the Ravenous Vortex. So the one thing with this ability is it has to be deployed on the ground. You can't try and hit it on the ceiling, on a wall. It must hit the ground before it deploys. So we're gonna go over here and deploy it. And so what that does is it does a little bit of damage to enemies within the vortex. It will slow them down, and it will pull airborne enemies down as well, so you can get to them faster. So you can see there's a little bit of damage going on, but the main advantage of this is obviously once you started slowing down the enemy, you can just finish them off yourself. Now, before I show the ultimate, I'm going to go into Nemesis form, which is right here. And you'll see it does a decent amount of damage, but its range is very, very small. So you have to be really, as a tank, obviously you want to be kind of up there in the enemy's faces, but specifically with this ability, if you want to do damage, you have to be quite close to the enemy so that your swings can connect, or rather the energy from your swings can connect. Let's go in again. So if I go into Nemesis form here, you'll see that I've got to be quite close for it really to connect and do some damage.
You are safe with me. Put them in the ground.
Okay, now the moment you've all been waiting for. His ultimate, alright? Now the ultimate is called Annihilation, and the way it works is it's got a, I think about a 3-second deployment, so it's very quick. However, when you deploy your ult, you create this massive ring, and you'll see just how big the radius is. And any enemies caught in that ring will pause the cooldown on your ultimate, and also at the same time it starts siphoning the health from your enemies, and it puts you in Nemesis form. So there's a lot happening with this ultimate, really making you quite a strong tank in the absence of any of your teammates, of course. So essentially, if you have your enemy team kind of grouped together, you can jump on in, get a healer to try and pocket you, and deploy this ultimate, and really you can wipe out the entire team if you're kept alive. So we've got, what, like 4 robots over here. So we're gonna go and deploy the ultimate here and see how it works out, alright? So here we go. I'm gonna wait for them to come out here. So that's the radius of my ult. And I'm not doing anything, I'm just simply walking around. And you can see my ultimate timer is paused as long as I'm connected to at least one enemy. And I will stay in Nemesis form indefinitely. All I have to do is stay connected to an enemy. So I could literally just be running around doing this. But of course, the true power of this is when you're in this form, you have Nemesis. So you can go ahead and start punching enemies. So that is a wild ultimate to have, honestly. Like, it's a little bit scary just how powerful he is, but I think the biggest tactic for this, obviously, would try and sleep him with Ana, or maybe hook him as a Roadhog and try and get him away from some of your teammates so that he doesn't have that massive radius to siphon health off of them. But yeah, he's gonna be definitely difficult to try and counter unless you get some good damage in and try and eliminate him before he can continue his ultimate. So it's a very interesting playstyle to have an ultimate that basically will siphon energy from anyone around you. So I'm really excited to see how he's going to be played in the game and kind of see what players do with him. But yeah, that is a quick look at Ramattra. I'm going to record another video showing how he plays in the wild against some bots because the server I'm on doesn't have any players. But yeah, stay tuned for more, and of course check out the rest of my Ramattra Overwatch videos as well on the channel. We've got his emotes. I've got a reveal of the full things you can unlock in the Battle Pass the second season. So check all of that on my YouTube channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all very soon. Cheers, everyone.